Good afternoon, everyone. And this afternoon, we're back on the website, or the jobs portal, as they like to call it, at Antrim and Newtownabbey Borough Council. And if you've been watching the news recently, you will be aware that there has been much attention given over to a growing rat problem within many of Northern Ireland's housing estates and council areas. And what the council do is they more or less wash their hands off it. And Antrim and Newtownabbey Borough Council, like many councils, no longer have a pest control side to their operation. The only council, I believe, who has that, or still remains with the council, is Belfast City Council. They're the only ones that do it now. But Antrim and Newtownabbey Borough Council gave that up. So we have a growing rat problem in many towns and cities across Northern Ireland because if you have a rat problem in your garden or in your estate, you basically have to go to a private company to get that sorted out, and that can be very expensive. So most people don't do that, and therefore the problem gets worse. Now, I would have thought within the council area, the council would offer this as a service, but apparently not. But what this video is aiming to demonstrate is whilst a pest control side of the operation bites the dust, many councils and Antrim and Newtownabbey Borough Council spend the money on other things. And today's video is going to show you the guff and the tosh and the nonsense that our money is being spent on. And always remember, folks, it's our money as ratepayers that's being spent. The council doesn't have any money. It's our money that's taken under the threat of legal action. Always remember that. It's very important to know. But anyway, let's look at the job in front of us. Policing and Community Safety Partnership. There's the snap line there. And this job is in community planning. And it's called a Policing and Community Safety Partnership, PCSP Coordinator. You know, you wonder where they dig these up from, don't you? Anyway, the spinal column points are between 31 and 34. What an SCP is basically the pay rises that you get year on year for the length of service you give and the experience you bring. So you start on 41,771, rising to £45,091 at the top of the spinal column points pay scale. Plus, there's a 19% employer pension contribution. Again, that employer is the Antrim and Newtownabbey Borough Council ratepayer, not necessarily the council. It's our money that's taken and given the 19% employer pension contribution to fund this non-job here. And basically that's what it is. It's a non-job. A pen pushing, paper shuffling desk jockey. That's what that is. Make no mistake about it. It's permanent, 37 hours a week, and the location is Mosley Mill. But the post holder will be required to work across Antrim and Newtownabbey. And you can read all about the main purpose of the job, blah blah blah. And apparently these policing and community safety partnerships are statutory local bodies with defined responsibilities in relation to policing, crime reduction and community safety. They were established under the Justice Act, Northern Ireland 2011, and operate in each council area. So there's a whole raft of these individuals here, basically pushing bits of paper, whilst at the same time the rats are running amok. Now, what they will tell you is the rat problem is caused by underfunding. This is what some of these liberals and union leaders will tell you. These public bodies are not getting enough of our cash, so you have to pay more. But here is a classic example of where the money's being spent. And this is just one job of many that is completely unrelated to frontline council services. And I would have thought a pest control side of the council should take priority over this nonsense here. And that's exactly what it is. It's nonsense on stilts. You can get 45 grand a year for doing a policing and community safety partnership coordinator job. Shocking. Sad but true though. Sad but true. I won't read it all out, but the post holder will lead the PCSP team. So there's more than one of these. There's a whole raft of these people sitting in the council headquarters down at M.O.S.S Mill, ensuring objectives and key performance indicators are achieved and manage significant budgets. So there's also a significant budget to this role, whilst at the same time the budget for pest control has just been obliterated. It's absolutely shocking, folks, and we need to call this out. Do not listen to the great and the good who tell you that these organisations are being starved of cash. It's complete lies. It's a myth. And give them every opportunity, that's what they'll tell you. They're basically lying to your face. That's the way I'm reading it. But as always, tell me what you think. Would you rather have a couple of pest control coordinators, or would you rather have a policing and community safety partnership coordinator? I know the answer to that. I would say 99.9% of the ratepayers of Antrim and Newton Abbey Borough Council would rather have 2 pest control coordinators instead of this tosh here. And that's exactly what it is, a load of tosh. But as always, leave your comments and tell me what you think. And I'll see you all in the next video.